Lesson 4.4, least common multiple. A multiple is the product of a number and any non-zero whole number. An example of this is, let's say, 2 and 4. Well, you would kind of make a chart that would be like 1 times 2, 2 times 2, 3 times 2. So this would be 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Where 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16. And then you'd find the ones that are in common. That's the common multiple. It's shared by 2 or more numbers. And in this case, it would be the 4 and the 8. The least common multiple is the lowest of the common multiples. And that would be, in this case, 4. The least common denominator is the LCM, or the least common multiple, of the denominator of 2 fractions or more fractions. Find the least common multiple of 6 and 14. There's a couple methods. The first one is to just list them like I just did. So it's like you have a chart where you're multiplying those two numbers. So 1 times 6 is 6, 2 times 6 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24, 6 times 5 is 30, 36, 42, and 48. 14 is 14 times 1 is 14, 14 times 2 is 28, 14 times 3 is 42, 14 times 4 is 56. Now I'm going to stop here because did you notice that we found a common multiple? The common one is 42. It's also the lowest because there is nothing before 42 that matches up. So the least common multiple is 42. That's method 1. I think this method takes a long time to complete because you have to list them all out, and you can keep going and going and going. You might be going up to 100 depending on what the numbers are, or even higher. The second method is to find the common factors of the numbers. So you have to use the factor tree. Okay, when you find factors, find a factor, make a factor tree. So this is 2 and 3, this is 7 and 2. So we have 2 times 3 and 2 times 7. Well, you can see the common factors are 2, and then we multiply all of the factors using the common factor only once. So you're going to think of this 2, even though there's 2 2's here, because they're in common, we're going to use that 2 once. And then we have this 3 and this 7. So 2 times 3 times 7, which is 6 times 7, which is 42. Both methods get the same result. So the LCM is 42. You also could use the birthday cake method way. This is divide out by 2. This is a 3. This is a 7. The LCM would not only be the left side, but would also be multiplied by the bottom, which you can't divide anything else. And you can see there's your 2 times 3 times 7. Okay, it kind of makes an L. That's how you know it's the LCM. It makes the L. Find the least common multiple, 6xy and 16x squared. I think what is the easiest thing to do with monomials is, first of all, expand them. So 6 is 2 times 3 times x times y. 16 is 4 and 4, which is 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, so 4 2's, an x and an x. What's in common? A 2 and an x. So again, I'm using the 2 ones. This 2's ones, but then I have these other 3 2's, so I'm going to bring those down. And then I have this 3. I have one x, and a second x, and a y. So that is, and you can multiply it together. 2 times 2 is 4. This is 4. 16 times 3. So 48 x squared y. That's the LCM. Find the least common multiple of the numbers or the monomials. You can use any method you like. Number 1, I'm going to show you the birthday cake method again. divide out by 2, 4, and 9. And that's it. So 2 times 4 times 9. $72. For number 2, I'm going to use the birthday cake method again. Now, I know nothing divides out between all 3, but you can divide a 5 out between 2 of them. Because 5 does not divide into 4, just bring down the 4. As long as it divides into 2, you can use the 5. That's 3. Oh, I'm sorry, that's 1. And then it's 3 with the 15. Still, nothing divides out, though, between any of these 2. So I'm done. So you have a 5, a 4, and a 3, which is 60. For number 3, I'll show you using the factor trees. This is 6 and 2, 3 and 2. So you have 2 times 2 times 3 times x. And this is 9 and 2, which is 3 and 3. So you have a 2, a 3, and a 3, and 2 x's. Again, the x's are in common, a 3 is in common, and a 2. So you have 2 2's, 2 3's, and 2 x's. So you actually have 36x squared. Number 4, I'm going to use the same. You could use the other methods. I just can't use them for the variables. So you have a 2's in common, and you have another 2 and a 5. So 20, and you have an x in common, and then there's 2 z's. Oh wait, I forgot about the y. We're going to skip example 3 and go straight to example 4. We need to order these fractions and mixed numbers from least to greatest. In order to do that, we need to find a common denominator. First of all, I'm going to change my mixed number to an improper fraction. Remember, this around the world is what I call it, but you're doing 12 times 4 plus 1. 53 over 12 is that fraction. So we're finding the LCD of 53 over 12, 9 over 2, and 33 over 8. So the LCM of 12, 2, and 8. Again, I'm going to use the birthday cake method. Keep dividing out. I can divide out another 2 between at least 2 of them. And 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. LCD is 24. Now you need to rewrite your fractions so that they have a denominator of 24. So 53 twelfths, we're going to multiply the numerator and denominator by 24. There's my new fraction. 9 over 2 multiplied by, well, I'm trying to get to 24, so I multiply by 2. Here, 2 to get to 24 is times 12. And then 8 times 3 will get you to 24. Now if you compare the numerators, you can see that 99 is the lowest, and this is what they say here, 106, and then 108. So you have, go back to the original fractions, 33 eighths, 53 twelfths, which was the 4 and 5 twelfths, and 108 over 24 is 9 over 2. Those are the numbers from least to greatest.